Okay, paper 1, question 2. I'm going to have a quick go at answering this. What we're attempting, we know that this is worth 8 marks, so I've got about 12 minutes to analyse and also to write this up in my 3T paragraphs. I'm analysing the language, okay, and I also need, and in this case, it's how the writer has used language to describe the rat. I'm also thinking in my head, I need to think about analysing the effect on the reader. I've got 3 things that I probably should include paragraphs about. That's the word choices that the writer has used. It's the language features and techniques. It's also writing about sentence forms. Lines 8 to 16. Helpfully, the exam board have included this particular part of the extract, so I can concentrate just on that. Okay, so I'm looking for language. I've got my highlighter ready, and he saw it there, pushing through and twisting its head. Okay, so my rat is a bit of a squirmer, so it's squirming its way through the trench. Wet, greasy fur. Okay, they're quite unpleasant adjectives. So the writer's using some unpleasant language to describe the rat. That suggests it's quite oily. It's quite slippery. I've got a little bit of a sly rat. Could that be a metaphor? Possibly. It's mean red eyes. I need to do something with that. It's mean red eyes. Connotations there. Evil. Danger. The rat scuttled. Okay, again. Got a use of a verb there. Normally Alfred would have let it go. Rats were after all commonplace. Something whether pent-up anger, hate, loss, pain, boredom, whichever it was, made him chase after it. Rats were commonplace. And we find out a little bit later on that they ate, okay, overeating. He's feeding on what's been left behind. Okay, so our rat is feeding on the dead bodies of the soldiers who have been left within the trenches. Okay, I need to write this up. I've already learnt my sentence starters, okay, from the video yesterday. So I'm going to start with what I think the most prominent language feature. Now I think the most prominent language feature is the use of adjectives in this piece, okay, to describe the rat as particularly unpleasant. So I'm going to start. So the most prominent language feature appears to be the use of unpleasant adjectives to describe rat. Okay, there I've got my technique that I've spoken about in my initial statement. Now I need my evidence. Wet, greasy, fur. This tells us the creature, okay, I need my analysis now. The creature is oily, slippery, not just literally, but perhaps also metaphorically. This implies the rat is sly and cunning. Okay. I'm going to use a discourse marker now. So furthermore, use of, I'm going to go now and look at his mean red eye. So use the modifier red. Okay, it's modified the noun. I'll put that in quotation marks. Red to describe the rat's mean eyes convey its evil nature and has connotations of the devil and danger. Okay, one paragraph done. I need a further 2 in the next 6 minutes. So I've talked about language features here. I've also talked about a word there. So I kind of ticked a couple of boxes. I need to think about my sentence forms. Remember what I said to you yesterday about question number 2 and the subtle difference when we're writing about sentence forms, question number 2 and question number 3. So with question number 2, it is the direct effect of a sentence form on the reader, whereas with question number 3, in the structure question, it's about how the sentences perhaps change over the course of the whole piece. So the writers what I'm thinking about with structurally actually is this. Okay, this sentence here, so, which is a complex one at the end of the first paragraph. So the writer's use of a complex sentence at the end of the first paragraph could symbolize Alfred's pent-up frustration the rat has invaded his territory. Which is not unlike the German enemy and Alfred is taking out his aggression on the creature. Okay, so I've thought about here my sentence forms. I'm going to do a little bit more though, I think, looking at certainly the verb choices now. Okay, so the idea of the rat. Okay, my next technique is about verbs. So the idea of the rat being disgusting is reinforced by the writer's choice of verbs. So it scuttled out of the trench. The use of such unpleasant vocabulary reinforces our preconceived ideas of rats as dirty vermin. Although the rat is running away, the adjective sluggish suggests it is quite lethargic and struggles to gather speed, probably from overeating. The bodies of dead soldiers. Okay, so what I've done, I've got my 3 T paragraphs. So I've got one here, number 2 here, number 3 here. I've covered my 3 bullet points. I've thought about the words, the phrases, I've considered the language features, and also my sentence forms.